Okay, well, hey neighbors, and welcome to the Shed Shop in this edition of How To. Today is Monday, February 5. I want you guys to go down in the comments and tell me how the first month of your new year has been. I have on my bench a steel MS390. This is Neighbor Hayes 290 that had a roached motor, and we put a CHEENA 390 top end on it, and he wanted a decom valve. I'll show you that. In the Will It Be Redeemed, we merged two parts because I didn't have my impulse hose hooked up. I do that on these saws ridiculously too much. You'd think I would learn by now. And that's why if a saw starts and dies after I rebuild it, I immediately check if I've hooked up my impulse hose. I did not. It was kind of in a weird way that it took me like 30 minutes to fix it. But anyways, we have like a squeaking type sound coming from the saw, and I am concerned that our aftermarket decom valve leaks. I have had at least 10 last year that leaked right off the bat, especially the ones that come with a new top end, so hopefully it doesn't leak. Otherwise, Hayes will have to purchase one from me, or he'll have to purchase a plug bolt. Me personally, on this 64cc saw, the decom valve doesn't help me that much, but it's what my customer wants. And so we did it. We had to cut a hole in a top cover that we sold him because his top cover rear handle was cracked really bad. So in this video, we're going to do a vacuum pressure test. I have shown you guys this on this specific saw before, or this model anyways. And also we're going to change a couple of the AV mounts, these rubbers here. These things are actually a really important component of your saw, because it isolates the vibration and it helps not have numbness come to your hands, and also if there's too much vibration, things can rattle loose and everything else. So we want to keep these in good shape. Basically all of his were dry rotted or ripped, and so I donated one used OEM one to him, and he is purchasing the other 3 aftermarkets. Okay, so let's see, no, I'm sorry, one OEM. Need to purchase one OEM. I don't remember. I have to look at his damn invoice. But anyways, nonetheless, that's what we're going to show you today. I will be attempting to do a live event this week, probably on like February 10 or February 9, which is Friday, Saturday, I think. Sometime Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. If I get this video to you in time before that, we will try to do a live event. I'll show you guys kind of what's going on, give you guys an update of everything with the uncle, with the van, with the new shop, with the old shop, with projects, with how things are going, with my health, and everything else. And we can just hang out and chat, and maybe work on some stuff. So that being said, neighbors, I'm going to turn you down to the bench, and we're going to get to work. Damn it, neighbors. Here we are. Here is our MS390 with a decom valve. So, first thing we're going to do, remove our air filter cover. I've already got my carb grommet out. We need to remove our air filter. I sprayed the decom valve and the spark plug with brake parts cleaner while the saw was running, and when I sprayed the spark plug, it seemed to bog down a little bit. And so, like I said, this is pretty much standard practice for me after I have done an idle tank, which his has only done half an idle tank. But if we have no air leak, we're going to go ahead and idle the rest of the half a tank of gas that's in there through the saw to start the break-in process. Remove your air filter, and then you're going to need an 8mm socket. Okay, all my tools falling all over the place like usual. I'm used to it, neighbors. That's just my life. Everything is hell, but we got to keep persevering. Okay, here we go. There's one. There's 2. Okay, remove this grommet. Pull your trigger and pop your throttle lever off. Okay, turn it and unhook it from your carburetor. Okay. Next, we are going to take our on-off switch off very carefully so we don't break nothing. Pop it up there and pull it out this way. You can either leave it aside or remove your wire to make your job a little bit easier. I like to just go ahead and get it all the way out of my way. Okay, pull your carburetor back, but you need to either drain your gas, loosen your gas cap, or do what I'm going to do and pinch off your fuel line with some hemostats. Okay, do that. We'll pull our carburetor back, unhook our fuel line here, And I am using a specialty flange. Where is my specialty flange for this one? Here it is. I'm using the specialty flange from Steel, okay, for this particular job. And so for me, that slides on, and it will go right into my impulse to block my impulse off. And then I will go ahead and use this grommet because this is soft metal, and when the bolts come in contact with it, sometimes they shave it. So if I have a grommet to put in place, I will. Now we're going to put our two 8mm nuts back on. Maybe. It's a really nice day outside, but the sun's starting to go down, so it is going to get cold again. I hate when it's hot during the day or warm during the day and then cold at night. And just consistent weather changes is really bad on my allergies and my sinuses. Okay, so next we move to the other side. Got to pause you, neighbors. I've got to go get my other drill. Actually, you know what? No, we won't. We'll loosen them by hand and then finish removing them with our Milwaukee. And they are tight. There's one. There's two. We finished up with neighbor Alan's saw, and he picked that up today. He was happy to see it running again because he barely used the saw, and it's been sitting for 2 years. So that's the only reason he was willing to pay $170 to have it rebuilt. His motor was good, but his crank seals were bad, and we had to do a few other things and replace a few parts that wore out. Okay, so then you've got this on your muffler, your washers. Go ahead and pull your muffler gasket here, okay? And then also I have a rubber stop that I've shown you guys, 1/8 inch rubber. You can make custom stops, a little bit larger than what your gasket size is, with your 1/8 inch rubber sheet. We'll go ahead and put that on, hopefully. Okay, and then we will put our muffler back on. And we are not going to use our shield there. We're just going to put our nuts straight on. Okay, there's one. Yeah, muffler bolts and nuts suck. Sometimes they do that. Okay, so we're going to see if we can do this without stripping this bad boy out. She is tight. Hopefully it's just rusty threads. But I don't like the way it's threading on there. There, that's a little better. There we go. Then we are just going to snug these up to make sure we have blocked off our exhaust port and no air can escape in that area. Like I said, I do have a feeling right away I'm going to have leak at the decom valve or the spark plug. But hopefully not. You know, we could get lucky. Did get the van running again today, so maybe luck is on our side for a day. Maybe. Doubt it, but maybe. Okay, that's done. We will go ahead to this side. Let me grab the Mighty Vac. Okay, here's our Mighty Vac. And we're going to hook that to our flange. And we're going to try and pump some, well, let's pull a vacuum first, see if we can pull a vacuum. Trying to go to 7.5. And it's not, it's leaking right away. So let's go to pressure. I have a feeling my Mighty Vac is broken. Yeah, I do hear air escaping somewhere. So, we'll get our soapy water here. I 100% hear air escaping. The problem is you can't see hardly any of this stuff. So, I'm going to unhook my spark plug boot here. I am weak, that's why I have to pry it off. I'm going to get this cooling shield out of the way. Okay. And get some more vacuum in there, or pressure in there. The decom is hard to see too. I'm just going to have to debar this saw so we can turn it and see different angles. If we were on the rolly cart, we wouldn't have to debar, but we can't turn this saw too much on this bench. So we'll just get our bar out of the way. And of course, this could be human error as well. And that's why you see me spraying my flange, because I am checking to see, are my connections bad. Okay, so I want to turn this around this way so we can see our decom better. I hear it, but I don't see it. Okay, it is by our flange. We're getting bubbles over here by our flange, okay? So we have human error. So we will tighten our flange up a little bit. We might have to remove our, yeah, that's pretty tight. I don't want to go any tighter. So I think we're going to remove our grommet back there. Take that off. Take that off. Pull this all off. Okay. And we're going to remove these grommets back here. And that will help our flange seal against this better. The only problem is, when you have that leak like that right there, you don't know if your carburetor, when your carburetor sits against all this, if it is leaking or not. Because his intake boot could be worn out. People tend to over tighten the stuff. When you have rubber as your seal, you're not supposed to tighten it super hard, but people do. Okay, so we will try this again like that. Put our 8mm nuts back on. One. My hands don't work right. Two. Should be about where we need to be, and let's try this again. Oh, I still hear air seeping out. I hear it, but I don't see it, neighbors. Air leaks can be difficult to find sometimes. I think it's coming out of the bottom. Our flange is not sealing up against our carb, which is bad news, because that means we're probably going to have to replace his intake boot. And I don't know if I have any new ones, and I don't use aftermarket intake boots. They're garbage. Yeah, we have air leaking. I just can't find it. Might have to get the leak down tester and just apply consistent air to this thing so we can find our leak, because I'm not seeing it. Just not seeing it, neighbors. I hear it, I just don't see it. Okay, I don't know where it's coming from, damn it. These are incredibly hard to find if you have an air leak, to be able to see it because of the design. Like with your muffler, you can't see nothing there. Okay, so I'm trying to get enough pressure to blow good solid bubbles. It really does sound like it's coming from my flange. I just can't tell. I don't see bubbles anywhere. But we have an air leak. Just can't find it. I really feel like it's the flange. So here's how I'm going to find out. We're going to seal this off a different way. Okay. And then we're going to remove our spark plug and apply our pressure through the spark plug port. Okay, so we're going to use a rubber slide behind our flange here. Okay, like so. And hopefully that will help seal that off. Okay. Let's give that a whirl. Oh, you know what? I can't use that. Oh, yes, I can. I was thinking I couldn't use it because it's got a hole in it, but we're using a damn rubber slide. So, just not thinking straight. Because now I'm just like desperately wondering, why has this got an air leak that I can't see? And it makes me concerned that I have an air leak on my engine pin, or like a pinhole in my impulse line. Like I said, with this model, it can be really, really hard to find air leaks. It's just difficult with the design. Every saw that has a rear top handle combination, I hate them. I think it's a bad design. Okay, do you guys see my other 8mm nut? There it is. You see, what you think is going to be a quick video has probably been 30 minutes already. Okay, that should be good there. Let's go ahead and remove our spark plug. I ordered, damn it, Bobby, some of these adapters I'm about to show you. And I also ordered him a kit of these, except I robbed all the black ones for fuel lines. Because he's had to have me come up and let him use some of my tools before, and since he's donated stuff to the shed shop, I thought it's the least we could do for our neighbor, dammit Bobby, who has contributed to us still being afloat right now. Barely afloat, sinking, but at least we're not sunk. Uncle's going to be in the hospital until at least the 8th, it looks like, or the 13th. Damn, why won't you thread in? Come on. There we go. Okay, let's snug that up. Hopefully. Damn. I thought I turned it more than that by hand. Okay, what is going on here? It's a lot of turning. Here we are. Wow. Okay, that should be good for that. And then we'll go ahead and hook our mighty vac up there. It very well could be leaking at my muffler too. It just sounds like it's coming from back here. Apply our pressure. And I still hear it. I still hear it plain as day. That sucks. Okay, I'm going to remove my recoil so that we can see if we have a hole in our intake boot, or maybe where our intake boot connects to our engine. A cylinder might be leaking. But this is why I stopped the saw last night, because I just had concerns the way it was running and the squeaking. But I thought immediately we were going to find an air leak at our decom valve, and I can't see an obvious leak at the decom valve. So let's go in here, pump some pressure, and spray this stuff. And spray where our impulse hooks up to our engine pan. I most certainly hear, okay, I see bubbles. I gotta remove the flywheel. I think we have a leak. We're gonna have to rebuild this saw again. That freaking sucks. Because I do believe we have a leak at our... Now I gotta go get my other drill. I believe we have a leak at our engine pan, and I'm gonna show you it's probably in a place that I've told you guys 1,000 times to use extra gasket maker. Okay, I got my drill and my socket here. Let's remove our flywheel. It really sucks. It's very rare these days that I don't get a... Ah, damn it, my small hammer is missing too. Holy shit. Gotta pause you guys again. Okay, the tools constantly have to be moved around because we're working on various things. We only have so many tools, so here we go. Okay, let's try this again here. Oh, you know what? That's where our freaking brass fitting goes into our motor. I'll be damned. Pretty certain. Yep, it is. We're leaking where our brass fitting goes into our motor. That's why I don't like using Chinese motors, you guys, because now I probably have to order another motor and send this one back. I'm going to try one thing because my impulse hose is not 1000% on, and I can't quite tell. Is it the impulse hose itself leaking where it connects, or is it my brass fitting? So I'm going to take some hemostats, seal off my... Oh, no, I can't. That won't work. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some Yamabond on my brass fitting where my impulse connects, and then we'll let all that dry up for an hour or so, and then we'll come back and apply pressure again. But it really does appear it is coming from, I will show you. It appears our leak is coming from right here, okay, where this goes into the motor. You can see there's a little pinhole right there, and these are a bitch to get out. And so what I'm hoping is it's leaking right here where my impulse hose seats, so I can use some Honda Bond on the brass fitting to help seal the impulse hose. Alright, well, unfortunately, the video stopped itself because my damn Moto G seems to have to do updates every single freaking day, and it just stopped my video in the middle of my video to tell me to restart my phone or restart my phone later. So I have put Honda Bond on the brass fitting only where the impulse connects, and we've kept it away from where the brass fitting goes into the motor, and we'll come back in a few hours and we will test this with some pressure, and if we still have a leak, then we know we got a bad CHEENA motor, and unfortunately I got to go backwards, and that makes me, again, no matter what I want to try and help my customer get their stuff faster or have a cheaper price, I'm never using CHEENA motors again. Highway and Meteor only, that's it. A lot of people have said the Duke's cylinders work good, but I didn't want to tell anybody. That's where I got this motherfucker, from the Dukes. This is a Dukes, okay? It's one of their mid-priced ones, and that's what it is. So we'll see you in a little bit, neighbors. Okay, neighbors, we're back here with Neighbor Hayes MS390, where we had our air leak down by our impulse hose, and we are re-vacuum pressure testing. And thus far, we've only been about a minute and a half in, but we're holding 7.5 pounds of pressure. And so, just wanted to make sure we didn't leave the video with unknowns, at least right now. So, we're going to watch that for about 5 more minutes, while we prepare to rebuild a carburetor for a Steel MS441 M-Tronic. If anybody needs any MS441 parts, let me know. SmallEngineRedemption@gmail.com. I've got quite a few, and they're listed on eBay. And I will provide you a link in the description and pinned comment, if I freaking remember, neighbors, to that listing. So, I'm going to pause you guys, and we will see what happens here. It's cold as hell in the shed shop, and I got to turn my heaters on. It's 11:30 at night, and I'm super tired, but I have so much credit card debt, and I have so many promotional zero interest periods ending in February and March that I am desperately doing whatever I can think of to try and make money, since I'm not selling saws very often right now. Okay, neighbors, in about 10 minutes we lost about a half a pound. However, we have no air leaks along our seam or our seal or here, or where this plugs in, and so I do believe that's going to be our only air leak. And so I'm going to go ahead and put the saw back together, and we'll idle it through a tank, or the rest of this tank, while I rebuild my 441 carburetor. Until next time, neighbors, be kind to one another. Everyone is facing a battle. I do believe we have redeemed his Steel MS290 that we've converted to a CHEENA 390. Love all you guys, even though I suck at it. You guys are awesome. Thanks for supporting me. Hey, realized I did you guys dirty because I told you I was going to show you how to replace these AV mounts. We've already done this one down here and this one, and today we got in our other aftermarkets that we ordered for him. Okay, so you've got to pop out these AV buffs, if anybody didn't leave after I said my closing, my outro, whatever you want to call it. And because his AV mounts are trashed, these AV buffs are always hard to get out of bad AV annullers, which are the rubbers. Okay, so you have 7 T27s that hold on the wrap handle on this saw. Okay, you have 3 on this side and then 1 down at the bottom on this side. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Got 1 up here. 5, and then underneath you have them that connect to your rear handle, 2 of them, 6, 7. Okay, let's get our Loctite open and kind of tip it upside down so it'll start flowing for us, so I don't have to shake it as much. Okay, and then you just pop that handle to the side there, and then kind of lift your saw and slide it off the back. Okay, there's these 2 right here. Our aftermarkets did come with plastic, but there's something important. You can't just put these plastics on these and put them on, because there's another part that they don't come with that we have to remove from these ones, and it can be kind of hard. You see down in there, which side is the camera on? There's a little white thing down in there that we got to get out. Okay, and sometimes you can just get your needle nose down there and grab it. Okay, it comes out a little bit there. They are not easy to get out. But without getting those out, your annuller is not going to hold properly inside that plastic. So it can be a little hard. Sometimes you can use a screwdriver to pry it out. That worked. We got it sideways there anyways. Okay, so we got it sideways, and then hopefully we can get around it with our pliers here and kind of grab the rest. and just pop it out. Almost there. It's the little things, neighbors, that are important. Okay, and these are a little hard to get out of the plastic, so I'm just going to go ahead and give him this other plastic with it. Okay, and then the small side, you'll see it almost looks the same, but the side's a little bit smaller. Okay, you can tell this has got a rib on it. The small side goes inside your plastic here. Okay, and push that down good, and it's got little teeth inside of it that grab it and hold it in. But then this also helps. Okay, and this is the top, the side with the rim or edge. I can't think of the right word right now. Okay, so put that in there, and then take you a wide screwdriver. Okay, and you want to push it all the way down to the bottom. Okay, so there's one, and then we'll take off his other one, and we'll do the same thing to that. Okay, take our screwdriver again, try and get it down in there on the side of this, on the outside. Push it way down, try and pry it. We've got it sideways now, and then put our needle nose in and try and grab it like that. Okay, and then take our new one, put it in here. Make sure you push it down all the way, doing it the right side, the smaller side, and then put that in. And again, take your screwdriver, your wrench if you have it, whatever tool. You can use a small socket as well, and just make sure that bottoms out against that other piece of plastic. Okay, and then we will install these into our handle. And when they're new, they go pretty easy. These actually feel really loose. His old ones were kind of loose like that too. Just an old saw, I guess. Once we get them on the handle, they should be better. Okay, there we go. There we go. Yeah, that's a little better. This one's a little loose, but the handle is kind of worn, so we'll see how it feels once we get it on the saw. And if it's not good, we'll probably have to use an OEM one and see if it does better. But let's see here. Okay, just kind of line everything back up with this. Your notches there. Okay, like so. And then we are going to go ahead and Loctite this, because I don't believe we're going to have to take this saw back apart again, hopefully. So, because it is a 390, it has some good power, we want to Loctite our screws on, okay? And so then you just put your 7 screws back on, you guys, not in any particular order, and that will be it. So I'll say one more time, even though we just said it a couple minutes ago, be kind to one another. Everyone is facing a battle. My battle is, I had a nut on this saw when I was taking my muffler block off. Because muffler nuts are so rusted that I broke another bolt. And because my customer stuff was garbage, I'll have to charge him for it, and I hate that, because that's a few extra dollars that I don't want to put on his bill. But I can't keep eating it for everybody, because that's why I'm $30,000 in debt. So I love you, neighbors, even though I suck at it. #persevere.